Okay, this video today I'm going to show you 3 different things, and Kevin's going to help me out a little bit later, but I'm going to show you 3 different things that are great to do with preschoolers. Very, very simple ideas. And when I say preschool, I'm talking mainly probably 4 and 5-year-olds. 3-year-olds can do some of it, but they're going to need a little bit more help. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make ghosts, and ghosts are so simple to make. I tried to find dum-dum suckers, and of course I couldn't find dum-dums. But with preschoolers, dum-dums are the best because they do not have gum in the middle. I could only find blow pops. That's okay. You're going to take a blow pop. Also, dum-dums do not have this at the top. They are just rounded like this. It doesn't matter. If this is all you can find, these came from the Dollar Tree. They were $1. If that's all you can find, that's great. And as you can see, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, probably 10 because I think some have been eaten. Notice they were open. So you can feed a classroom of kids on 2 bags of these. So the first thing you're going to do is you're just going to take a tissue. You can buy the cheapest tissues possible. This is just what I happen to have here at home. And you're going to take your sucker and cover it up. Take a piece of yarn and just cut it, or if you have a twist tie, you could use a hair band, anything that you have cheap, a rubber band, it's okay. And you're going to tie it, you could tie it in a knot or a bow. You might have to go around and help them tie it. And then you're just going to take a marker, any color, black, orange, whatever, and you're going to put some eyes on your ghost. Great big black eyes. And it's that simple. That's your ghost. That's it. And if you want, you can make these up really quick at home and put them in a goodie bag. I think that's easy for them to do at school during the school day. Now, the second thing we're going to do that's really quick and easy, we're going to keep that yarn that we just used, and we're going to use candy corn. I have this left over from another project that I did, another video where I made Halloween bark, and this is just left over from that. What I did was, you're going to use the candy corn, you're going to use your yarn, finish with the marker, you're going to use popcorn. This is $1 bag of popcorn from the Dollar Tree, and these are gloves that they use at delis and at Subway. I went up to the lady, I'm going to be honest, I went up to the lady at Subway and I said, where can I buy some of those food handling gloves? And she said, well, how many do you need? And I said, you know, I told her how many I need 6 or 7. And so she just gave them to me for free. I've done this in the past. I've never had to pay for these gloves because usually the Subway ladies or the deli ladies at Kroger, they're awesome. They're always willing to give you some of these gloves because what's it hurting them? You know, they're cheap. So you're going to take your gloves, give each child 5 pieces of candy corn, and they're going to stick them down in the finger holes. And it's that simple, and they might get 2 in one finger, and it might take them a little longer to get them down in the appropriate places, but be patient, you know, they're kids. So there's your little monster hands, and then you're going to give them, you can get a bowl full of popcorn, or you can get, just lay it on their desk, a handful of popcorn, and then let them fill it up. And it's going to make a mess. It's going to get in the floor. That's okay. This is supposed to be fun. They can do this on the day of their Halloween party. And this is a great time killer. If you want to take up some time with the kids, this is going to take up some time in your school day. And just let them ease that down in there. And it's going to break apart. It's okay. This is for them to eat when they get home. It's that simple. Just fill it up like this. And then you're going to give them another piece of yarn, little piece, cut it off, They probably will need help with this. This is a great thing to do with parties too, because parents usually visit on party days, and you get the moms that come in and help, and dads. And so the moms can go around and help tie the bow. And there you have your cute little monster hand. And it's not perfect, but they like it. The kids like it. And you can tell them, you know, that if they don't eat any, that when they're finished making this, then you'll give them some more. So now the next thing I'm going to show you is some cookies. And actually, we're going to do pumpkin cookies. This is the only thing as a teacher that you need to prepare at home before the day starts. You need to have your cookies baked, made, everything, and ready to go for the day of the party. So you'll want to prepare this the day before. So this part of the video, I'm going to actually get Kevin to show you what we do next.
Okay, we're going to get ready to make sugar cookies, pumpkin-shaped sugar cookies. This is the Pillsbury one, and they do have box tops on it, so make sure when you cut your package open, you don't cut through your box top. So I've got my rolling pin, I've got parchment paper, I've got a knife just to cut this one open, and I've just got a cookie sheet to hold it on when we get done rolling it out. And this is a method that I found that you don't have to use a lot of flour with this method. Normally you would have tons of flour on here, and it makes your sugar cookies very floury, and you really don't want sugar cookies to have a lot of flour on them. So I'm going to take a piece of parchment paper, and I'm going to try to pull out another piece that's about the same size. Okay, now I'm going to take this tube and I'm going to cut it open and put it on the parchment paper. Okay, after washing my hands, I did leave this tube of sugar cookie dough out just a little bit so it would be soft, because if you leave it in the refrigerator and take it directly out, it's too hard to really do anything with. So I'm going to take my other sheet of parchment paper, and I'm just going to kind of press it down a little bit so I don't have to work so hard with rolling it. And you can see it's pretty soft. And what we want to get it down to is about 1/4 of an inch thick. You don't want it super thick, because then they won't get stiff enough to decorate. They'll be too soft and floppy. So I'm going to roll this out. And the best way to do it, to hold this down, is just kind of lean your body against it, so your wax paper won't slide. And this rolling pin is an old rolling pin. And I'm going to rotate it. And again, just kind of lean your body against the wax paper so it won't slide around on you. And I could feel a thick spot on the end where I hadn't touched it yet. And that looks pretty good. That looks like it's about 1/4 of an inch thick. You can kind of see it's pretty thin. It feels pretty smooth to me. One thing you want to make sure of, it's pretty smooth on the top. Take your wax paper, both layers of it, and flip it over, and make sure it's not wrinkly on the underside, because if it's wrinkled, those wrinkles will come out into your cookies. So it feels really good and smooth. I want to make sure the thickness all around. Yeah, it looks really good. So what I'm going to do now my rolling pin is still clean since I didn't have to use flour. Slide this onto your cookie sheet. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this cookie sheet into you can either stick it in the refrigerator for about 25-30 minutes, or you can stick it in your freezer for about 15 minutes. And once we do that, we're going to take it back out, and we can cut the cookies directly on our parchment paper. And they'll be good and stiff, and they won't stick really bad. So I'm going to stick these in the refrigerator, and I'll show you cutting them. Okay, it's been for us about an hour because we went to the store. But like I said, half an hour is perfectly fine. I am now a big proponent of parchment paper. I use it all the time now. I preheated my oven to 350, and so it just beeped to tell me it's preheated. And these have cooled off some, so they should be pretty easy to cut and pull apart. And I'm going to try to get as many cookies out of this as possible. And you can see I'm just kind of pushing and giving it a little bit of a shake just to kind of pull it away from the rest of the dough. So I'm just going to pull some of my waste out of the way. They're already on parchment paper, so why not just use the parchment paper, cut them down to a size that'll fit onto the pan. Yeah. And I'll just pull all the center part out. Just throw them in the oven just like they are. But I'm going to put these in the oven and for about, I don't know, 10 minutes or so. And then we'll keep checking on those because they don't take long to bake when they're this thin. And you just want them a little brown on the bottom, but they don't get really brown on the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and stick these in the oven. Okay, it's been about 10 minutes. And the cookies are ready to come out. I'm going to take this off this, and I'll just take my whole parchment paper, and don't burn yourself because the pan is hot. And I'm just going to slide the whole thing over to my cooling rack. And I literally let it just sit on my cooling rack on the parchment paper until they cool off, and then they'll be ready to decorate. Okay, I had some white frosting left over from a previous video where we did mummies, so I'm going to use that to do my orange for my pumpkins. And what I do is, I mix a 1 red to 3 yellow ratio. So I'm going to put my red in first, that way if I accidentally get 2 drops, I know to put that much more yellow in there. So 1 drop of red. You notice I got an apron on just in case I splatter a little bit. And then 3 drops of yellow. And this is just the liquid food color you can buy at anywhere, Walmart or Kroger or any store you want. And if I had a full container of frosting, I probably would have even done more drops. I would have doubled that and done 2 and 6. And this is going to be too light, so I can already tell you I'm going to have to add more because it's just not dark enough for what I want. I actually may double that up a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is you can see it's very, very light orange. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do 2 drops of red and 6 drops of yellow. I'm getting close. I think I'm going to go for 2 more drops of red and 6 more yellow and get it the next level up. This is the box that the food coloring comes in. If you've never bought it before, this is just the Walmart Great Value brand. It comes with 4 colors, a green, blue, red, and yellow, and it doesn't want to sit up for some reason. But anyway, that's what they look like. And they all come different. Some of them I've seen with screw top lids, some of them with droppers. These are just really convenient. So I'm going to do 6 yellow. I'm making happy pumpkins, not like orange pumpkins. So that's a good pastel color. And that's what I've read about these. These give you more of a pastel, kind of like a dyed egg color, whereas the gels really give you a richer, darker color. So that's one of our next projects. I'm going to have to get some gel and try that out. So this is ready to be frosted onto the cookies, and I'm going to let Tammy do that part.
Okay, this is the preparation that you've done the night before the party as a teacher. You have made your sugar cookie pumpkins. So you will take these into the kids, and each child will get their own pumpkin to decorate. And just remember, keep in mind this is supposed to be fun, so they don't have to be perfect by any means. But you're going to give them each, you could put like a Dixie cup, a little cup of frosting, and a plastic knife, each one of them. Even at 3 years old, I think they can deal with a plastic knife. You're going to use mini M&Ms for your eyes. You will have, if you want to give them some candy corn for a nose, you can, but you don't have to. You can make the the nose out of your mini M&Ms too. So the kids are gonna take their icing. Then of course, you know, if you want to put these in a Ziploc baggie for them and just have fun at home yourself and decorate them, then you can. This icing is a beautiful color. It almost looks metallic, but they don't need a lot, and they can take their time. We're gonna do our little eyes, and you could even give them the color they want. I wouldn't recommend it because you'll be there all day trying to pacify them. The nose though, the nose could be made out of a candy corn, and then the mouth could also be candy corn too. And I think that is an adorable little cookie. And you know what? You let them eat it right then. This is their snack for the day, and you're showing them how to do it. You could already have one made, so you can say this is what it's going to look like, and they can eat it right then. Okay, here's my finished cookies for your preschool idea. As you can see, I ended up wiping off some of that writing icing, so just don't get that at all. It'll save you some money. But you can use anything. If you want to get healthier jack-o'-lanterns, you could take Cheerios. You could use Chex Mix. You could put, my husband recommended coconut for hair if you wanted to get fancy. You could use chocolate chips, anything that you want. To make it fun for the preschoolers. So I hope I've given you 3 good party ideas that you can use.